Today we're going to be covering Seville, which is viewed as the crown jewel Mattamy Homes community in the Tradition area. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly why buyers and Mattamy Homes feel this way. So let's get started. Mattamy Homes is the largest privately owned home builder in North America and Canada with over 40 years of experience. In 2018, Mattamy Homes purchased about 3,000 acres of land in Tradition and has worked with the city in developing the master planned community of Tradition. They've done this in the form of 6 residential communities that we currently have open, as well as commercial developments like the shops at the heart of Tradition that you see behind me, and many other amenities that we have all throughout Tradition. Seville is located on the western side of Tradition. Village Parkway is pretty much full of the residential developments and is now shifting focus to commercial developments. So it was only a matter of time until we started developing residential communities out west of Tradition. And if you look at the map of Tradition, there's so much vacant land in the western area that there's still so much developing left to happen. And even though we are on the western side of Tradition, I drove to Seville and recorded it, and it only took 6 minutes to get here. If you look at the Google Maps, it says 8 minutes, but they're only 6 minutes, and we're actually directly next to the other community that Mattamy Homes built out here, and that would be Cadence. It's a great location on the western side, and there are future developments that we're going to cover later in this video that are going to make commuting easier and also giving you things to do in this area. Seville is a community of 500 home sites, and within the phase 1, they are currently selling the 100 home sites. 63 of these home sites were already sold. 27 of them were set aside for spec homes and are for sale or currently under construction and also for sale. And there are only 9 lots left for sale in phase 1. Once the phase 1 is done, that'll be 20% occupancy for Seville, moving into the phase 2, which will be about 80 home sites. Seville is full of 15 floor plans, only single family homes, with the square footages ranging from about 1,904 square feet up to about 3,466 square feet, with the base pricing currently at about $470,000 up to about $805,000. And please, when you look at these base prices, do take into account that you are going to have a higher price for whatever upgrades that you are most interested in this community. Seville does offer a lot of really great features in their standard packaging, but there's always going to be people that want more. So just to put into perspective, the most expensive home sold in Seville year to date is just over 1.1 million, showing you that Seville already has $1 million homes in this community and is absolutely going to continue growing and appreciating as the community becomes more developed. So the big draws of Seville are the amenities that we're about to touch on and the upgrades that are inside of the homes, which we'll touch on in the home tour later in the video. The first amenity we're going to be talking about is the clubhouse, and this clubhouse is going to have a game room, a social room, and a fitness center that's also going to have group studios for classes. There is also going to be a weight training room, and on site they're going to have a full-time lifestyle coordinator to make sure there are social events as well as fitness group classes if you are interested in that. And now currently behind me, you'll see that the big resort style amenity of the 7,000 square foot beach entry pool is now open. And this pool area has cabanas, hammocks, a whirlpool, and a grilling station. And then directly next to the resort style pool, we have this ping pong table and lawn game area, the turf. It's beautiful, very easy to just hang out and play cornhole, games like that. And directly next to this turf field, we do have a kids playground, which again is just awesome to give kids something to do inside of their community. On the right side of the pool area, it is not constructed yet, but they will be putting a putting green, which I think is really cool to have, because with all the golfing communities and all the courses that we have in this area, being able to practice putting without having to go to these courses is a big perk. You can never get too good at putting, and you can never practice too much. Some of the other amenities that are on the right side of the pool, next to the putting green, you're going to have 2 pickleball courts and a basketball court. They're also having an event lawn or a sports field, which is awesome for 2 things. The first thing is just having resident events. They could do things like food trucks, live music, and things like that within the community, which is very unique to Seville versus the other communities in the area. And also, having a sports field is amazing for the kids to be able to go out and meet other kids in the community and play sports. I personally grew up at a house with a large backyard. Every time my friends would come over, my brothers, we would always be playing football and baseball in the backyard. And this was just something that I took for granted being younger. And now seeing that the newer communities just have a little bit smaller backyards, I think this is a really big perk if you are moving here with kids and having that as an option. There is also going to be a dog park in this community to let your furry friends stretch their legs. And as far as stretching your legs, they are going to have crosswalks and trails all throughout the community, so you are able to go on your nightly strolls and morning walks and enjoy your entire neighborhood for all that it is. And speaking of enjoying your neighborhood, we're now going to touch on some of the developments that are happening just outside of Seville. The first development is going to be the Tradition Regional Park, and this is going to be a development on 124 acres of land. And the first phase is going to include a soccer/football field with lights, and it's also going to have auxiliary sports fields of soccer fields as well that are not going to have lights. There's going to be a BMX track where you're going to be able to do BMX, inline skating, and they're also going to have a kid zone for kids to learn how to skate safely and also learn how to ride bike, like in an area where they are safe and not in harm's way. There's also going to be softball and baseball fields, both lit and not lit. So you're able to have recreational kids leagues as well as adult softball leagues, because I know that is very big as well. This is a really big project for Tradition, because now all the families that are moving here don't have to drive 30 and 40 minutes to the nearest recreation league. They are going to start having their own leagues within the Tradition area. Like I said, I think that's huge for the area. And if you are watching this and you don't think that there's anything there for you yet, Phase 2 is proposed to have pickleball courts, and a lot of them. So you'll be able to practice at your pickleball courts at Seville and then go to your rec league over at the Tradition Regional Park once that is done in the future. So that's another great perk to have as well. And now on to the other development that we're having just outside of the Seville community. If you noticed on the clip that I had showing us driving to Seville, at that roundabout, there is nothing at the straight part of that roundabout. And that is because they are going to do an extension road to Ranger Drive Lane that's going to connect to Crosstown Parkway. And this will be huge for commuting and putting infrastructure in place for when this area does get busier, because now you'll be able to get to 95 either going Tradition Parkway or by going all the way to Crosstown Parkway. And I just think this will really save a lot of time for people that are looking to have just multiple options to get to the interstate or to get throughout Port St. Lucie. Now on to the exciting part of the video where you get to see the inside of a Seville model home. The one we are touring today is the Palacio model, and this is a 4-bed, 3.5 bath with a 3-car garage at 3,466 square feet. This is the largest model that we're going to be checking out, and the largest model in Seville. Right now we're going to be covering some of the features that are included in these Seville packages. There are obviously, this is a model, there are going to be upgrades, and I will definitely point out some of the more notable ones as we're walking through, but this is just to give you something to look at, something to compare to what you can expect in a higher end Seville home. So the Palacio is a part of the autograph collection, so what I'm talking about is also going to be included in that collection as well. Starting off, all of these Seville homes are going to be 10-foot-4 ceilings in the main areas, and now they don't have this in the model, but the great room, owner's suites, and the foyer are all going to have tray ceilings, come with the home, and all of the walls are going to have an orange peel knockdown texture. Now moving on into the kitchen, for the Autograph and Legends collection, the kitchens come with the Whirlpool stainless steel gourmet kitchen. In this model, they do have the upgraded appliances, so these aren't going to be the exact appliances. However, what you would have in the Autograph and Legends collection is going to be a 30-inch oven and microwave combo, wall combo, and for the stovetop, it's going to be a 36-inch gas cooktop with the stainless steel 36-inch hood on top. And you're also going to have 42-inch shaker style cabinetry with crown molding. And lastly, you're going to have a walk-in pantry closet with the ventilated shelving. And also included in all Seville homes, the windows and these sliding glass doors are all impact glass. And now we are outside of the sliding impact glass windows to show you the covered lanai. I know, like I said, this house is going to have a lot of upgrades. The covered area that you see here will be what is included in the standard lanai with your home. Everything else is extra, but this also gives you a good idea of how large the standard lot is in Seville and really what you can do with adding a pool or adding some extra amenities to your outside area. Personally, this is my favoritely decorated model that Seville has. The chessboard outside is just so cool and so unique. I think it would be a really cool thing to have. I've never seen somebody have it, but just having some fun outdoor activity while you're out lounging by the pool, I think it's just a really cool extra feature to have. But now we are going to be heading upstairs to talk more about the features of the bedrooms and the master bed and bath. And now we are upstairs, first touching on the loft area that they have beautifully staged as a TV room / workspace area for the kids. And upstairs of the Palacio model, we're gonna have 3 of the bedrooms, and there is 1 ground floor bedroom as well in this model. We're moving on into the master bedroom, and in the upstairs of Seville Homes, the ceiling height is 9'4", which really makes it feel very large. It feels like you're on a ground floor. Also, all second stories are also CBS inside of Seville. Now let's go check out the master. In the master bath in Seville, you will be getting quartz countertops with the 4-inch backsplash. You also get a curbless shower with the frameless glass enclosure. All bathrooms will include a 42-inch frameless mirrors. And now that we've checked out the Palacio, if you are interested in this floor plan, there is actually a Palacio currently under construction in Seville that is set to have an October 2024 completion date, and the price of that home is going to be about $854,000. I hope you enjoyed this video about Seville and all that it has to offer. I am curious, what is your favorite thing about Seville? So comment that below. And if you are buying or selling anywhere in Port St. Lucie, I would love to be your real estate resource of choice. So feel free to click the link in the description to fill out a contact form to get that process started. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video, and have a great rest of your day.